Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this iPhone 10. This is not known as the iPhone X. As you can see, nowhere it says iPhone X. It's known as the iPhone 10, not the X. And as you can see, I have the 256GB variant, and this is the Indian unit. As you can see, the price is 1,02,000. So certainly on the expensive side. We also get a 64GB variant that is for 89,000. And guys, I have had actually already opened up the box and have set up the phone itself. In fact, I was stuck yesterday at the airport, so just used it a little bit, took a lot of snaps, so I'll show you that later, but I've repacked it. As you can see, you get that designed by Apple in California, so you get the Apple stickers with this one, small pamphlet that gives you an idea. The biggest difference is the screen and the Face ID. I'll talk about the Face ID because I've used it now for the last 12 hours. I'll share that experience. So you get the SIM ejector tool with this one. So that's what it's warranty and stuff. So let me keep these things to the side for now. And here is the iPhone itself. As you can see, this is the silver variant. We get this in only two colors, space gray and this silver variant. In fact, the iPhone 8 Plus I had in the space gray variant, so I thought, why not try this one? As you can see, if you notice, this feels a lot smaller, though this one is having a 5.8 inch screen. The iPhone 8 Plus actually has a 5.5 inch screen, but as you can see, this is a lot smaller. This will in fact totally easily fit inside this one. In fact, it is slightly bigger than the regular iPhone 8. So that's what is regarding the size. And regarding the accessories, this is very similar to earlier iPhones. We get a charger. Sadly, this is not a quick charger, though the phone supports quick charging. This is just a normal charger that we are getting. And we get the ear pods, and we also get the Lightning to 3.5mm connector because we don't have a headphone jack even on this one. And we also get the Lightning cable. So in terms of accessories, we are not getting anything special with this iPhone X. It's the same as the iPhone 8 or the 8 Plus. So let me keep this to the side and let's bring this. And as you can see, it's just the screen. We don't have any physical buttons because Apple is utilizing Face ID, and I'll show you that. But here, as you can see, the silver variant has the stainless trim. Even the space gray is stainless steel, but that is in a darker color. So if you want the stainless steel finish, the silver one has it. From the front, both of them are black, as you can see. And here we have the volume rocker. Here your SIM tray, again, single nano SIM. Bottom we have the speaker vent and the Lightning connector, and we have the volume rockers over here and the notification toggle. Again, like the iPhone 8 or the 8 Plus, even the earpiece acts as a speaker, so it gives that stereo effect. So one thing you'll notice is that the power button is a lot bigger on this one. So yeah, it easily fits in your single hand, as you can see, unlike the 8 Plus, where you have to really stretch your hands. So yeah, this easily fits in a single hand. So let me just power this on, and you have to hold the power button, and by the time it actually boots up, let me give you the configuration overview. This iPhone 10 has a 5.8 inch OLED screen with a 19.5:9 aspect ratio, which comes to a 458 ppi. It is powered by the Apple A11 Bionic chip, which is a 6-core processor. It comes with 64 or 256GB of internal storage. It has Face ID. Moving to the camera, it has a dual 12-megapixel rear-facing camera. One is a regular lens, second is a telephoto lens, and both support optical image stabilization. Moving to the front-facing camera, it is a 7-megapixel shooter with a f2.2 lens. It's also IP67 water resistant, and the battery is a 2716 milliamp hour battery. So this is the iPhone 10. Again, as you can see, it's very similar in layout to the regular one, but again, we don't have any home buttons. And to navigate, for example, let's open up Twitter. We're opening, and you see this notch over here. This has the Face ID stuff, that the IR sensors which make it work. So you get this notch, and yeah, it feels a little bit distracting initially, but after a couple of hours, I almost forgot about it. And another thing is that not all apps actually take use of this full, screen size. Apple is still updating. Developers have to update their apps. For example, if I go to my mail app, as you can see, we have those up and down notches. So that is something that you have to note. Again, that will be solved later on, but most of the Apple apps, as you can see, it's fully there like this. So again, to go back to the home screen, you just swipe like this, it goes back. And you might ask, what about the multitasking? For example, let's say we open this setting and stuff, and for multitasking, actually you just hold it like this and you get to the multitasking tray like this. And another thing that I've noticed is, let's say we have for example, let's say the weather app I've opened. Let me just go back, and this Twitter app, and I just want to go back to that weather app. You just swipe from here to here, you can go back, and you just swipe back, you go back to this app. So it's actually easy to switch between the apps like this. You don't have to always use this gesture and get to the multitasking tray. So that is one thing that I have noticed, and in a couple of hours you actually get used to it. So this is easy. Again, I jump between a couple of apps a lot, so this is a lot easier. You just swipe like this and it goes, and to go back to the home, it goes like this. So yes, there is a slight learning curve, but again, you can grasp it after a couple of hours. And the biggest thing about this is the Face ID. And I tested this one for almost 12 hours, and it actually works even in pitch darkness. For example, this is switched off, and if you just raise your phone, it actually comes like this, and it unlocks like this. And by default, it does not. You have to swipe this to unlock. So if you just look at the phone, it won't unlock. And another thing is that if your eyes are actually closed, it won't work. For example, let's test that. I'll just keep my eyes closed, and let me open it now. So only after I opened my eyes, it unlocks. I'll again do a different video regarding Face ID if you guys want, in different scenarios. But even in pitch dark, actually it works. I have to really test how well it works in bright outdoor sunlight conditions. That is the thing that I didn't test. But the Face ID actually works, and this gesture is nice. You don't have to press this power button. You just pull it up, and as you can see, it unlocked. So that works. Let's also look at some of the settings, and if you go to the settings and let's look at the display. Again, the display actually is really good on this one, so you don't have to worry about that one. And as you can see, the display is really good. It's a OLED screen, and it also has that True Tone option, and you can enable or disable. By default, it is enabled, but if you enable it, and sometimes in indoor lighting conditions, the screen tends to get a little bit on the yellowish side, because that's easier on your eyes. So that is also a toggle over here. And regarding the storage, if you go to general storage, this is the 256 gigabyte variant, and out of that 256 you roughly get about 245 GB. So that is another thing you have to note, because if you are a very heavy user, the 64 GB variant is there, but that might not be enough. And regarding camera now, even the telephoto lens, that's the 2x zoom, is having optical image stabilization, and the aperture is 2.4, whereas on the iPhone 8 Plus, the telephoto lens simply did not have any optical image stabilization, and it had an aperture of 2.8. So this lets in slightly more light. And another thing is that because of this depth camera with the front facing, it can shoot portraits also. In fact, I shot a few. Let me show you. This, as you can see, is the portrait mode. It gets that background blur. And if you click on this and edit, you can change. If you go over here, this is the portrait, natural lighting. This is the portrait light, studio lighting, contour lighting, and stage lighting, and other effects. So this was only possible with the rear facing camera, but now this is even possible with the front facing camera. And the camera interface again hasn't changed. If you see, it's almost the same. And so we even have the portrait mode here also. So you have that, and it uses the 2x zoom if you use the portrait mode. I've taken a lot of sample shots with this iPhone 10. So here are some of the sample shots that I've taken with this one, so that you can have a quick idea regarding the camera performance. I also took some selfies. So here are some selfies with the same. So what do you think about the iPhone 10 And yeah, I will be comparing it with some other phones also. For example, particularly the camera performance with this Pixel 2 XL, because the camera performance on this Pixel 2 XL is actually very good. And I'll be posting my review in about 2 odd weeks or so. But I know quite a few of you might be having a lot of questions regarding this iPhone 10. So do post your questions in the comment section below, and I'll try to post a FAQ video in the next 2-3 days. And if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.